I was working 2 jobs. Kids were in school, home alone in the afternoons. We had our own little place. The rent was extremely high, and I couldn't keep up with all the payments. Car payment, rent, groceries, all of it. Got a little hard.
We lost our apartment. We lived in a campground in an RV, which was very small. Every savings we had, we used to buy the RV. Then moved here because it was the only campground that was open year-round.
I lost my job while I was pregnant. My daughter and I were living in a hotel. I was waiting for an apartment I had applied for to call me back to let me know if I was accepted. They called me, told me that I was accepted, but because of my credit, I would have to pay an additional $1,000. I did not have that. If I wasn't able to get the help and the assistance from the Family Promise Prevention Program, we wouldn't have had anywhere to live. We would have ended up staying in the hotel. My money was running out. I didn't have any more. I don't know where we would have been. I don't know what would have happened.
You helped us with our vehicles. We were down to one vehicle. You guys helped us with that. You helped my fiance with a job, a career. You helped me with a career. You gave us hope to have a normal life again. You guys have done so much for us. If it wasn't for you guys, I don't think Elena would have ever got her cochlear implants. I don't think she would have ever been able to hear.
My struggle was finding a place where we would be safe, of course, and within my price range to be able to sustain where to live. Family Promise actually ended up finding a place for us to be able to go to. Not only that, the place that we ended up getting was actually bigger than what we were in for a very affordable price.
The day we got our apartment, that was definitely the best moment of my life. Finally having a stable home to go to and to call home.
Once families find a home, they're just not forgotten. There's follow-up, and there's help and support provided. They know who to turn to. And I don't know of really any other organization working with families who are unhoused who follow up after they are placed.
All the volunteers were great. They were there if you needed a hand. They were very caring, understanding. They didn't really feel like volunteers. They felt like family. Everyone here felt like family, and that's what made it easier.
It seems like a small thing that we do. We bring a meal, we spend the night, sleep in the church. But I think that those things added up have huge impact on how we help people to regain their lives and regain their footing and continue on.
Every time I meet a new family and sense their fear, their worry, and their stress, I know that we'll be able to take some of that off their plate. And it'll be a slow process, but after a few weeks, they'll feel like they really are being taken care of, and they can focus on what they need to do to get to the next level, which would be to get someplace to live. And I think what really keeps me into it are watching the children. Watching the children suddenly feel comfortable enough to run up and tell me something about their day. Yeah.
We made Thanksgiving dinner that morning, and the families were there pitching in. Chanel, a 13-year-old teenager, was intent on making the stuffing. It was a family Thanksgiving. For my husband and me, we don't have any grandchildren, and we don't have any children now living. And Thanksgiving often meant looking at who's not there. This Thanksgiving for me I was just filled with the hope and the promise of those who were there. It was wonderful.
It's hope for families to get a second chance, to be able to have a normal life, to get that help that they need that they can't get anywhere else. But the main thing is hope.